You know, every year we get absolutely flooded with predictions about the next big thing in tech. But let's be honest, which trends are actually going to reshape our world and which ones are just noise? Well, today we're going to cut right through the clutter. We're breaking down McKinsey's 2025 Technology Trends Outlook to find the signals that truly matter.
Okay, let's just start with this one quote, because it really gets to the heart of the entire report. AI agents won't just automate tasks. They will reshape how work gets done. The key idea here is profound. We're shifting from tech being a simple tool that does things for us to a true collaborator that works with us in completely new ways.
So the report lays out what it calls a baker's dozen of critical trends, 13 in total. And yeah, that's a lot to keep track of. But here's the twist. The analysis shows that one of these trends isn't just on the list. It's the one that's supercharging everything else.
And here it is, artificial intelligence. It's not just another trend anymore. You have to think of it as the foundational wave. It's the engine that's literally accelerating progress in every single other domain, from bioengineering new medicines to building the next generation of robotics.
So how do all 13 of these trends fit together? Well, the report gives us a map, organizing them across 3 major frontiers of innovation. Let's take a look.
So here they are. You've got the AI revolution. That's the brains of the operation. Then there's compute and connectivity, which is like the nervous system and all the hardware. And finally, cutting-edge engineering, which is how all this incredible tech actually interacts with the physical world. To really get a feel for this, we're going to spotlight one breakout trend from each of these categories.
All right, let's dive into these 3 frontiers. We have to start with the AI revolution, because there's a development here that the report flags as one of the biggest shifts we've seen in a very long time.
Whoa, just look at this number, plus 985%. What on earth is that? That's the growth in job postings for something called agentic AI in just 1 year. This isn't some gradual shift, people. It's a full-on gold rush for talent.
So what even is this agentic AI that everyone is suddenly trying to hire for? Okay, think way beyond a simple chatbot. We're talking about virtual coworkers, digital teammates that you can hand a complex goal to, and they can figure out the steps, use different software, and actually execute the entire workflow all by themselves.
And this isn't just hype, you know? The money is right there behind it. $1.1 billion in equity investment poured into agentic AI in 2024 alone. That shows you that businesses are betting big that these virtual coworkers really are the future of how work gets done.
Okay, so if the AI revolution is the brain, then our next frontier, compute and connectivity, this is the engine room. And the most critical piece of that engine right now is a whole new generation of custom-built hardware.
See, for decades, our computers have run on general-purpose chips, kind of the jacks of all trades. But AI's insane calculations need a specialist, and that's where these application-specific chips come in. They are masters of one thing. And get this, the race to build better ones is so intense, they now lead every other tech trend in patent activity. The innovation here is just off the charts.
And that brings us to our third frontier, cutting-edge engineering. For years, robots were kind of stuck on predictable factory assembly lines. But what happens when you give those robots the powerful AI brain we were just talking about? Well, you get machines that are smart enough to leave the cage and start working right alongside us in our warehouses, our restaurants, and even our hospitals.
And the sheer scale of this shift is just staggering. I mean, this quote says it all. The moment for AI-driven robotics has arrived, with a market opportunity of up to $900 billion. This is not a niche play. This is set to completely transform logistics, healthcare, and so much more.
Now, here's what might be the most important part of this whole thing. None of these amazing trends exist in a vacuum. The real magic, the real solutions, they happen when you start combining them. Let's make this real. Imagine a factory machine breaks down. So, step 1, a diagnostic AI uses pattern recognition to figure out the problem. Step 2, an agentic AI, our new virtual coworker, creates a repair plan and even orders the necessary parts. Then, step 3, a robotic arm physically performs the repair. It's a perfect fusion of all 3 frontiers we just looked at. working together. You can actually see this same story playing out when you follow the money. It's fascinating. Look at how different trends attract investment. General AI gets these massive, established funds. Agentic AI is that tiny bar showing absolutely explosive growth. And then you have a more mature field like the future of mobility, which has huge total investment but is starting to level off. Each trend is at a totally different stage of its life.
So, with all this change happening so incredibly fast, what's the playbook? What should you actually do about it? Well, the report lays out a pretty clear strategy.
I think the big message here is that just buying a new piece of software isn't going to cut it. Real success comes from fundamentally rewiring your organization. It means looking at a list like this and asking the tough questions. Where can this give us the biggest possible edge? Do we have the right people and the right systems in place? And are we agile enough to go from a small experiment to a full-scale reality?
And really, that leaves us with a powerful final thought. This next wave of transformation isn't something you can just sit back and watch from the sidelines. It's happening right now. So the question isn't, what's the future going to look like? The real question is, what role are you going to play in building it?